Magic. Today we're talking about the true origins of Easter. One of my favorite ways to cast a spell is with candle magic. And Easter is really originally a celebration of the spring equinox. As we know, all of our holidays or holy days come from ancient pagan earth-based astrological cosmological alignments that were shifted and changed by the church in order to, usurp the worship that people were accustomed to engaging in. But what I'm here to share and talk about is the ways that they have taken our magic from us, taken our power from us. So the word Easter even comes from Ostara, the Celtic goddess Ostara. She's the goddess of rebirth, of fertility. This is springtime. The celebration of Easter is the celebration of the spring equinox. It's not the resurrection of Christ, it's the resurrection of the earth. Even the colors of Easter, right? It's not about any one person resurrecting, being reborn. It's about the beauty of the natural world. It's about babies being born again. It's about flowers blooming. It's about sprouts and saplings and seedlings coming up, emerging from the earth. That's the resurrection, right? When everything is dead and dry and brown, not dead, dormant, in winter, when it comes back to life, it is this resurrection. It's this re-emergence of life and the color of life, which is green on this planet. I don't know about other planets. Like the color of life is orange on other planets, that'd be cool, but here it's green. That's why most of our money is green, right? So now, just to be clear also, Ostara is one name of this particular goddess. She's the name that would have been like the Celtic tradition. Now, during all of the immigration in the early current era, there was a lot of, Vikings, Anglo-Saxon, blending Germanic tribes. Everyone was like blending around, mixing around. So this is just one name of one pantheon of the goddess that is where in English we get our word for Easter, is from Ostara, from the goddess of rebirth and fertility. One of the reasons why rabbits are associated with Easter is because this is when their babies start being born. They start popping out and hopping all around, and rabbits are also a symbol of fertility. In their shadow, when they're afraid, they get like nervous and they actually attract that which they fear to themselves. So they actually the thing that they're afraid of is able to sense them better. So that's a great message and medicine of the rabbit for us. But in their light, they are ultimate symbols of creativity. They're incredibly nurturing parents. A tiny little rabbit can have 18 kits in a single litter, and then they take very good care of their young. They're very, very loving. And so there's a lot of traditions. Again, everybody, you all know that we could go super deep into a rabbit hole, literally and figuratively, pun intended for this particular zone, with just about everything that I'm talking about. We're not going to go too deep into the rabbit hole this time, but there's a lot of traditions and a lot of mysticism and a lot of magic around the rabbit being associated with this time and the rebirth. And so one of the reasons why we associate eggs with this time and we decorate eggs, this is another ancient Roman celebration. All different kinds of places, many different traditions would decorate eggs in this way. And one of the things that I think is so magical about all of these pagan traditions, and again, this is one goddess's name, but all of the indigenous civilizations celebrated the spring equinox in their way. And the church just changed the date and shifted it to a few weeks later so that the same as Christmas, right? It's 4 days after the solstice. The sun is born. It's the returning of the light in winter. So, again, rabbit holes, we can just keep on going. But eggs are such a symbol of fertility, right? We call what we women have inside of our bodies our eggs because that's what they are. That's the word we use for them. And so this is a great symbol of fertility. This is a symbol of the seeds that we're planting, right? Because usually you start to sow your seeds, sow your oats, so to speak, in the ground during this season so that then things will start growing, all of your little vegetables. Now, some of the very important things to mention are that Emperor Constantine, the leader of the Roman Empire in the early current era, around, I think it was 306 to 3, he ruled for 60 years or something, 30 years. Anyways, so Emperor Constantine, what the city Constantinople, now Istanbul, is named after, he was originally chill with pagans. He was totally cool. It's Rome, right? We think about Roman mythology. We have all these Roman goddesses, Roman pantheons that came from the Greek, which came from the Egyptian, right? Whoever was kind of the leading power the way that like the US is now, kind of. Empires always crumble, you know? This one's certainly on its way. Again, Easter, Ostara, was originally the celebration of the spring equinox. So the day when the night and the day, so the sun and the dark, are equal, of the same length. After that, right, because before that, the nights are still longer than the days, even though they're extending after the winter solstice. The nights are still longer, but now they're equal, and then the days become longer. So this is all resurrection energy. It's the resurrection of the light. It's the resurrection of the animals. It's the resurrection of the plants. It's the resurrection of life on earth. That's what we're celebrating here. And so, again, there's so many other traditions. So eggs and decorating them, like we would have used plants. You would have used beets and blueberries and indigo to dye your eggs and then, you know, go out and hide them. And that is another very, very old pagan tradition and way of representing this holy day. And this is the major piece that I want to share, is that, again, like decorating Christmas trees, like some of you I'm sure follow me on Instagram and you've seen all of the, like, I just added a couple of like crazy little tidbits for Christmas, for the solstice, for Yule, the holy days around that winter time. All of it, all of these traditions, they all used to be pagan practices. These are all pre-Christian, all pre-religion. These were all earth-based traditions where we engage and interact with the elements in a magical way in order to create like sympathy magic. Sympathy magic is using something in order to represent something else. So like the eggs, if we use the chicken eggs, they are representing the seeds inside of us. They're representing the seeds that we're planting into the earth. So we make them beautiful, we decorate them, and then we go and find them and like discover them and hide them, but then like bring them back out. And a lot of people will eat their Easter eggs now when you're, you know, using chemicals to dye them. It's not as healthy for you, but it's such a beautiful way to create this magic of us interacting and engaging with the earth.
We changed the truth of God into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen.